Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be checking out these guys, the Telesin Fast Charge Battery for GoPro, as well as the Fast Charger. So we're going to take a closer look at these, see how well they perform, and also see how they compare to the standard GoPro battery and GoPro charger. So stick around and let's find out how they perform. So before we get started, a quick disclaimer. Today the products being reviewed were provided free of charge by Telesin. That being said, they are not sponsoring or paying for this review in any way, and the opinions are entirely my own, and the reviews will be strictly objective. Now, if you're looking at aftermarket batteries for a GoPro, typically you're looking at either one of two things, either to save money versus the GoPro original batteries, or you want higher performance for the same money. Now, Telesin offers a range of different products here, ranging from a lower cost alternative all the way up to a high endurance battery that rivals the GoPro Enduro. This is kind of their middle, maybe towards the top of the range, and this is the fast charging battery. So what it offers is slightly more endurance than the standard blue GoPro battery, but also higher performance when it comes to charging, so faster charging. Now it does so though in combination with this, and that is the fast charging box. And as you can see, it's significantly larger than the standard GoPro charger, presumably for heat dissipation or something like that, along those lines. Now, in case you're wondering, no, this is not a built-in battery. This is simply a charger that plugs in through USB-C. So what are we looking for in our testing? Well, first up, we're going to look at the endurance of the battery. Now, the Telesin battery is positioned pretty much between the standard GoPro Blue battery, which is the one I have here, the one I will be testing against, and the newer Enduro battery. Now, the blue one was provided as standard with the Hero 9 and Hero 10, whereas the newer Enduro one is provided with the Hero 11. But testing these against one another should give us a good benchmark. Now, what we're expecting to see is that the Telesin battery claims to provide an increased duration over the blue battery by as much as 20% under standard filming conditions. So that's the first thing we're going to test. The second thing we're going to test is the charging performance. Now, this is where Telesin really claims to have a big advantage over both GoPro batteries. They claim that this will charge to 75% in 30 minutes or 100% in 85 minutes, whereas the GoPro takes 150 minutes for a full charge. So again, this is something we'll look for in our testing. Okay, let us start our endurance testing, starting with the GoPro battery. So I have a fully charged GoPro battery in here. I reset the clock to 12 o'clock. So we're going to see exactly how long it lasts. I have it enabled to tripod mode, which turns off GPS, turns off stabilization, and basically maximizes everything for battery life, but also prevents overheating, which is a problem I've had when I'm running this test in the past. So let's just leave this running and see how long we get. Okay, let us repeat the test now using the Telesin battery. So I have a fully charged Telesin battery now in here. Reset the clock to 12 o'clock and powered on at exactly 12. And let's see how long the Telesin lasts. Okay, so here is my test setup for our battery charging comparison. Basically, I have my two chargers, of course, and I have one of each battery, which have been completely drained. I made sure that they could not even power on the camera anymore. And what we're going to do is we're going to time intervals of 30 minutes and test the state of charge at each interval. Okay, so let's put our batteries in. I'll put the GoPro in first, the Telesin in second. The right way around helps. And we're going to start the timer. And let's come back in half an hour and see exactly where we stand as far as the state of charge with each. Now, just to mention, even though the GoPro charger only delivers around 12 watts, I believe, I have both of these charged into, plugged into power bricks, which will deliver at least 30 watts, just to make sure it is a completely fair comparison. Okay, let's leave these running and we'll come back in half an hour. Okay, we are coming up on the 30-minute mark. So we are going to stop the timer and we're going to remove the GoPro battery and then remove the Telesin battery. And now we're going to see what they say. Starting with the GoPro, we are now at 50% on the GoPro battery. And the Telesin is at 60% after 30 minutes. Not quite the 75% that was claimed, but still pretty decent. Okay, let's put them back in, starting with the GoPro, charging, one day I'll get this right, Telesin charging, and restart, and we'll come back in another 30 minutes. Okay, we are coming up on 1 hour now, and you can see from the status lights on both chargers that both batteries are still charging. Orange light on the GoPro and the pulsing red on the Telesin charger. So we are going to again stop the clock. I'm going to remove both batteries. The GoPro is now at 84% after 1 hour. And our Telesin is now at 100%. So according to the GoPro camera, it is actually fully charged after just 1 hour, even though the status light was still indicating that it was charging. Sorry, let me hold that in the camera for you. Now it just dropped down to 99%. Okay, so let us resume charging and restart the clock. Now presumably at some point within the next few minutes the red light on the Telesin charger should turn green, indicating it is fully charged. So I'm going to leave the recording going in this case. So we are coming up on 90 minutes now. As you already saw, the Telesin officially confirmed it is fully charged, even though it was already at 99-100% after 1 hour, but the green light is now on. So we're going to once again stop our clock on exactly 90 minutes. And we're going to remove both of our batteries. And we see our GoPro now is at 93% after 90 minutes of charging. And we can just confirm that indeed our Telesin battery is at 100%, but again, it seemed to already be pretty close to that after an hour. Okay, so at this point, all that's left to do is see how long it takes our GoPro battery to reach 100%. Okay, we are coming up on 2 hours now, and our GoPro charger still shows that it is charging. The light is still orange, it hasn't turned green yet. So let's go ahead and stop the clock and see what the charge status is. So it does actually say 100%. Okay, so at 2 hours we are on 100% according to the GoPro itself. And this is kind of typical of something I've seen on a lot of these chargers, that even though the battery is fully charged or effectively fully charged, the status light does not always reflect that. Oh, and it actually does now show that it is fully charged. Okay, what did we learn from our testing? Well, the first thing we learned is not to rely entirely on the indicator lights on these chargers, and the same was true for both the GoPro and the Telesin. The battery was fully charged long before this was actually shown on the indicator lights of the charger. So what about the performance of the Telesin Fast Charging Battery and Fast Charger? When you look at the pricing of the Telesin Fast Charging Kit, which includes 2 batteries and the charger, it's not a lot different to what you would pay for the original GoPro batteries. So then the question becomes, does the Telesin combination provide additional performance over and above the GoPro batteries? And the basic answer is yes. First of all, when it comes to the endurance of the battery, we saw in our testing that the Telesin battery provided around about an 18% increase in recording time, which would also place it about on a par with the newer GoPro Enduro battery. But where the Telesin battery and charger really show an advantage is when it comes to the charging time. Now, Telesin claim that the battery charges to 100% in 85 minutes. In fact, in our testing, we saw the green light go on at exactly 85 minutes. But frankly, we also saw that the battery was fully charged after just 1 hour, which is about half the charging time you would need to get a GoPro battery charged to 100%. And that would be true for both the blue battery and the Enduro battery. So when it comes to charging time, that's an area where the Telesin really has a clear advantage. So if you're in a situation where you're burning through a lot of batteries, maybe you're doing a lot of filming work or you have multiple cameras, the Telesin might just be a good solution for you. Now on the downside, as we mentioned before, the charging box is very large, particularly when you compare it to the standard GoPro charger. So if portability is your concern, then this might not be the greatest option. But I should add that you can charge the Telesin batteries in the standard GoPro charger if you're out and about and you just need portability. So, bottom line, yes, I would say the Telesin battery is a good solution for GoPro, particularly if you burn through a lot of batteries and you need that fast charging capability. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also hit the notification button so you'll be notified when new videos are posted. So thank you again for watching.